All right, tribe, I need you guys to listen to this. Now, you know, I'm not a big fan of the majority of the relationship content out there. This is actually a mindset account that this was posted on, which is my jam, right? I'm in the mindset arena. I'm a mindset coach. But I need you guys to listen to this, and then I'll come back and I'll give my commentary.
Nothing gets a woman off her balance. Nothing. Nothing. So no, a man doesn't drive a woman crazy. Typically, when a man does a woman bad, he drives her to her religion. He drives her to her belief system. She would start going to church. She would become celibate. She would stop having interaction with other men. So normally when a woman gets done wrong, she don't run to men for healing. So when you get done wrong, you don't run to do wrong. You run to do right. Meaning, when a woman gets her heart broken, she goes and fixes her heart. So she don't involve herself with other men. She don't take time getting back at the man because she got to fix her.
Yeah, of course.
We already know a man's going to be a man. And what do men typically do? Break a woman's heart. That's been traditional. So why are we trying to change this? So the woman never got worse because she got her heart broken. She always gotten better because she's been done wrong. And the man always sees the woman gets better and realize I fucked up and realize I messed up and something changes about him so he don't do this. So normally the woman keeps elevating and makes the man elevate, even though he's wrong.
So I'm going to say this clearly, and I'm going to put the comment that I wrote, that I put here, okay? This is the curse that bestows every woman that is with a man that was not purposefully developed for relationships by his parents, yet finds himself in one. Stop trying to tame wild men. You lose big. Now, I know what I'm about to say is going to generate a lot of malarkey from people. However, it needs to be said. These are undomesticated men. We understand that there's a lot of undomesticated women. And I understand that that word domesticated is going to be a problem. The malarkey is going to start right there with just that word domesticated. Okay. Stop listening to undomesticated men. I don't know how else to say it. A lot of the conversation points, a lot of the topics are coming from undomesticated men. Society has trained you guys to think that being domesticated is a problem. But the reason there's so many of these relationship issues is because people are not domesticated. And a lot of domestication comes from your parents. So this is why I don't like relationship conversations, because I do not think we have a relationship issue in society. We have a parenting issue. There is a parenting issue here. And if you solve the parenting issue, you will solve the relationship issue. But in order to solve the parenting issue, there's so much involved in being able to properly and effectively parent. Okay. So I don't like the conversations about relationships because it does it a great disservice, a great injustice if conversations about parenting are not made more prominent. So let's discuss domestication, because domestication comes from parenting. It is a parent's job to domesticate their sons and to domesticate their daughters. So when we get into relationships with undomesticated people expecting domesticated results. If you want domesticated results, you have to not only listen to, you have to entertain, you have to be in relationship, you have to be in community with domesticated people. And the reality is that so many people are severely undomesticated. And this is why you get this type of theology that belongs to the undomesticated clan. Now, that word domesticated is an issue for a lot of people. There's a negative connotation connected to it. So let's discuss the word domesticated so you can see why this is a problem. I need to get a little bit nerdy right now, because in order for you guys to see what I'm saying, I have to get nerdy in order to show you guys how foolish it is to not be open to not only you being domesticated, but actually seeking and desiring domestication in your partner. So domesticated comes from the word domesticatus, okay, which is a Latin word. And if I'm not saying that properly, you know, my Latin people, you guys can correct that. Domesticatus means belonging to the house. That's what it means. Belonging to the house, okay? You guys love to say that people are for the streets, okay? Well, do they belong to the house? Let's talk about that. So now we're going to look at these words. Again, guys, I'm getting nerdy right now. Well, belonging to in Greek is pou anikon, which means suitable, suit, fitting, etc. And in Latin is pertinitad or ad pernitat, literally pertinent, which we say today. So when you look at both of these definitions together, you're going to find the same meanings. It means to be fitting. It means to be suitable. Or look, I know you guys are already seeing where I'm going with this. Okay. So when we're saying domesticated, when we've gotten domesticated, right? We're fitted for something. So it's not just belonging to the house, right? Or working in the house. It's, are you suitable for the house? Are you prepared for the home? Are you fitting for the home? Are you relevant to the home? So in this mindset, you have men that are not suitable for the home, that are not fitted for the home, yet they still want access to it. There's a lady here on TikTok that she feeds bears. Do you know how she feeds this bear? She feeds this bear with a long spoon. She scratches the bear's back. She does everything with a very long, it's like this long fork finger looking thing. But you know what's going on with her? Those bears are not in her home. So she's smart enough to know, even though she has created some level of a relationship with these bears, they are not domesticated animals. They are not suitable for the home. They are not fitted for the home. They are still bears nonetheless. Okay. And this is why so many women keep getting themselves hurt, because they're choosing undomesticated partners, and men do it as well, but more so men are smarter because men understand the necessity of a domesticated woman more than women understand the necessity of a domesticated man. If you have been raised with brothers, right? If you have a couple of siblings, then for many people, there has been a way that your parents raised the women that has been different from the way they raised the boys. I am one of those women that fall in those categories where what my parents did with the women, completely domesticated them, is completely different from what they did to the boys. So now imagine that millions of households and society raise their daughters and their sons the way that your parents raised you if you have brothers and sisters, meaning here it is, you're domesticated, but your brothers are not. Now we have to go out into society and have relationships with sons that were raised to be undomesticated or were not domesticated at all with women that were domesticated. That's why there's always this partiality where it's like, I know how to be around domesticated in a sense, but I don't know how to submit myself to being domesticated myself, because it was never a requirement for me in the home that I was raised in. I've met plenty of women and I've seen plenty of women have wonderful relationships. I have yet to see a woman have a beautiful relationship with a man that was not domesticated, period. Unfortunately, listen, men lie, women lie, but the numbers tell the truth, okay? So women need to wisen up and actually understand the importance of domesticated men. This is, again, a call out to parents about how important it is to domesticate our children, our women and our men, our little girls and our little boys. Both need to be domesticated, because the more we as parents make it our responsibility to domesticate our children, guess what's going to happen? We're going to be able to build better partners for other people's children. And I pray that us parents that believe in domestication, we create community with each other while everyone else runs wild. So what Charleston White is describing here is the relationship between a woman that's more domesticated than a man, and kind of like how that relationship works out. So as you see, he says this has been traditional, but he also says, why are we trying to change this? Meaning, why are you trying to now require us to be more domesticated when we've always simply just, every time you shut the door, we just simply just get our act together a little bit more, and we won't, gnaw you, or we won't bite at you, or we won't do all the different things that wild animals do. So I'm simply saying, guys, that this right here, this mindset, this cycle, it is a curse. It is a curse that many people, men and women, but especially women, need to break free from. This idea that you need to be in relationship with somebody who's undomesticated, and then they're going to see you and become domesticated through you. He is literally saying, like, why are you stopping yourself from allowing us to harm you? Because us harming you makes you a better person. It sounds good when you're the one that's going to take advantage of harming people, but when you're the one being harmed, you're not trying to hear this nonsense. So yeah, communities are built by people that understand the importance of home. You cannot not understand the importance of home and belonging to the home and expect to have a valuable community. I'm one of those people that I try to make it my business to build community, but I'm not going to build community with undomesticated people. I'm going to build community with domesticated men and women. You follow? And I do feel like people that believe in domestication and raising their children in domestication, I do feel like we need to have more relationships with each other and get rid of a lot of these barriers that have to do with, race, culture, things like that, things that don't really matter, but the things that truly do matter, building community within that. Because if we understand how to belong to the home and we value belonging to the home, we kind of need to build our own little walls around people who believe in domestication and let everyone else who has such an issue with this, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, in every single sense, let them go out there and play these games with each other. But align with domesticated people, please.